1.5. I'd like to preface this video by saying I'm not demanding Relogic to do anything. I'm just bored and want to talk about the game, and I want to talk about some cool concepts that could exist in Terraria if Relogic decide to do the last update to the power of 10. And obviously that there are things that mods could add that I'm saying, so leave those comments out because I don't want to see them. But if you have some mod recommendations, that's cool. Another thing, if in this rant, I guess if you can call it that, is it's rather disorganized, and I literally I'm just saying things that I think of, and yeah, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, press subscribe for more. Anyways, let's get started. So let's see some things that I would like to see re-added. The heart shrines and the jungle sanctums. Jungle sanctums, they're just like, they're just bigger versions of the jungle shrines that we find, and the heart shrines, they're pretty cool. They're little mini structures that just have 2 heart crystals and some I think it was like a Valentine's item in it, that if you dropped it, it would be like a better version of the regeneration, the bandit regen. And yeah, there's like a few things that I wish would return from console. Maybe Okram, or maybe some other boss, maybe Souls of Blight. Like some old gen console exclusive stuff, though the other 2 bosses of I think Lepus and Turkor, it kind of sucked. They're pretty bad. I remember Lepus would just spam out like itself over and over again. It was pretty miserable. I'm fine with key molds gone. Those can stay gone. Actually, maybe the old pets too. They were also pretty bad. Actually, a lot of stuff in old gen was pretty bad. But I'd like to see the armor return as a vanity, like sold by the traveling merchant, as it once was in console. But then they removed that too. There are some things I'd also like to see added, mainly starting with some small things, realistically, because why not? Some dyes that could affect the armor set effect. Like, some armors have the what's it called, the after image effect, I think. Then after image effects, like imagine a dye that could give you that effect for any armor set, so you didn't have to wear the armor set as a vanity, but instead you could have the dye as the dye that would give you this effect. Now I don't know how they would implement this. Maybe it would be you'd have to sacrifice the dye slot, or maybe you could have a vanity that would give you this effect but wouldn't change your appearance, so it just give you the effect. I think that'd be pretty cool. There's like a bunch of different effects out there. There's like the pulsing one, there's the pulsing and the after image one. There's a lot of effects out there. Dyes, yeah, just that. And then what about let's see some changes to the ice biome or the tundra, because we did see some changes to the jungle and desert in both 1.4. Got a lot of love, so it'd be cool to see the tundra get some of those effects too. And doesn't really see that much attention, so maybe there could be like a frost mimic chest, or I don't know, like there's also there's the jungle mimic, but like who cares? Like maybe what else? Oh, maybe like a revamped blizzard where the cold could just straight up kill you. Like the thing is with the sandstorm is that it has an effect that could like push you around. It's annoying, but it's an effect nonetheless. But maybe the blizzard has an effect where maybe it just does like damage over time. Maybe if it gets too cold, it'll freeze you for a second and then let you go. I don't know. But as long as you're holding like a light source or something, or like a torch or something, you're near a campfire, you're chill. Or you're behind walls, I guess. That could also be pretty chill. Maybe there could be a fjord mini biome. Like sort of like it's like a very vertical biome, like a very mountainous extreme hill biome, like in Minecraft sort of. It'd just be pretty hard to navigate. It'd be avalanches, boulders, and actually that sounds pretty terrible. But yeah, maybe some like microbiomes, or maybe a new revamped underground ice biome where you have like these like icicles that can fall down and deal damage to the player and freeze them or something like that. Because in 1.4 the desert had something similar like that with the cactuses, where if you hit them they start rolling and they're really annoying. So maybe we need something like that in the ice biome, and then maybe you have some new ice themed loot or something like that, because the ice biome, I don't know, I feel like it's not very loot worthy, especially anywhere but early game or early hard mode. It's not really worth going into the ice biome, like, ever. Maybe there could be a new boss in the ice biome, like a Skeletron, Lunatic Cultist, or like Golem have like their own structures. Maybe this could have its own structure too, like a little ice temple, pyramid, or shrine, or something like that, that would require a summoning item, and you have to fight it in a forced ice arena or something like that. Axe power, that is something completely useless in the game. It doesn't affect anything. I don't think it actually. Does it even affect the mining speed of a tree? I don't even think so. But yeah, axe power is completely useless, and it's a useless statistic that has no purpose in the game. That's the end of that statement. And like 1.4, 1.5 could have some crossovers. I think Terraria does benefit a lot from crossovers. I think it does bring in a lot of people to the games. For both games. I think one crossover that is super easy to do, and both games would definitely benefit from it, is Balatro. Okay, Balatro is an indie like roguelike, or sorry, it's an indie roguelike poker game that also has a bunch of crossovers with other games, and I'm actually surprised it hasn't had one with Terraria yet, because it feels so easy to do one. Like, just slap some Terraria characters on the cards, boom, that's crossover. And then for Terraria, like, I think there was some teaser in 1.4.5 that showed some, like, card weapon. I think it'd be, just make more of those that are themed to Balatro, and have some, maybe a Joker accessory that, I don't know, like, you do more damage if your damage was a even, like, number. Or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Or like, I don't know, something along those lines of like, maybe like a multi-classing multi-classing set or something like that, that like lets players multi-class, or to no classless. And since it's a 1.x update, I think there has to be something pretty big, right? So what if we got an alternative hollow biome? They're playing on the inherent innocence of the hollow, like the biblical nature of the hollow, I guess. I don't know if I would say biblical, but the fantasy-esque nature of the hollow, but the underlying evilness of it. What if we get like an evil candy biome that turns everything into candy? Now that's pretty evil. Diabetes is pretty scary. Or maybe something with fruits. Like a pretty, I don't want to say fruity, but like a fruit themed biome, sort of, or something colorful, something really colorful. I think the hollow is pretty colorful, but something even more colorful, something that plays on color. I like the hollow, but maybe a different version would be nice every once in a while, like the Crimson Corruption dynamic. I love both the Crimson and Corruption. I think there's some of the better biomes in the game. I hate dealing with both of them though, but in hard mode. But they're both pretty cool. They both have unique loot. They both have their ups and downs, and they never get boring if you keep playing either or. So, also, speaking of biomes, I think the underworld needs some more hard mode flair. While there are things that do change in hard mode, post mex and all that stuff, there are very few reasons to be in the underworld in hard mode. Although 1.4 does add some stuff like trees and the Don't Dig Up seed where you spawn in the underworld. Yeah, it's cool and all, but what if there's a boss? What if we just add another boss? What if, we all hate the Red Devil, so what if there was a really big Red Devil boss, like the Red Demon or something like that? That was like the King of Demons or whatever, and it would spawn in demons and all these things. And now, I don't want to just add another boss and call it a day, but I don't really know what else to add. Maybe there could be a new structure that would spawn in on the sides of the underworld upon killing Golem, or something like that, and post Golem, you should return to the underworld. Actually, I think that they should have a unique underworld pylon. Because I know it uses the cavern pylon instead of this unique underworld pylon. So it'd be cool to see that you can actually build a separate base that's not your cavern base in the underworld. Because I think the underworld has so many good opportunities for base building. It's just that no one does it because it's the underworld, and you already have your cavern base somewhere else. I think making the underworld more friendly towards building would be a lot better. Just like in the Don't Dig Up seed, I think that does it pretty well too. But yeah, also, since we're at the bottom of the world, let's take a look at the top of the world, because I think if we got a space overhaul, there's just more things in space, there's more space in space, larger sky islands, I believe in the Terraria 2 teaser, or not teaser, like I don't know if it was a joke or I don't know what that was, but it was like some like concept image for Terraria 2, and or hypothetical Terraria 2. I don't know if that's confirmed, but I believe that it would be pretty cool to just get like a huge, expansive space biome that has completely unique enemies, a new theming around it, like a solar theme or a not solar theme, but a spatial celestial theme that really builds off on the end game hard mode, like space and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. You fight the Moon Lord in space now. That'd be pretty cool. Or like the celestial towers, they like spawn in space and they slowly go down, or I don't know, whatever. Like the wall of the vertical wall of, or the horizontal wall of flesh that just goes down. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe return the Arch Wyvern, but like change it to make it like an actual dragon that can shoot like shadow flame or something cool, or like some cosmic radiation at you. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, maybe like make another boss that's like early hard mode or late pre-hard mode. Maybe also like around 3 mech bosses. I don't know. And like I don't know. I just don't feel like adding like more bosses would make the game better. I just think it would make it like there's just more things to do because you already have like a few options. Like hard mode is when the game becomes like, all right, you have to fight this guy, then you have to fight this guy, and you have to fight this guy. There are some bosses that you don't have to fight, like Fishon or so light. All these other bosses, they don't have to fight them, but there are a lot of mandatory bosses in hard mode, and I think just adding some more optional bosses would give the game some more like things to do than just like going, oh, you're gonna have to fight this guy, then this guy, then this guy, or I can fight this guy to get this loot to make this spot easier, or something like that. Speaking of alternate mech bosses, though, I do think that the solar eclipse is in need of more stuff. 1.4 gave the Blood Moon some more stuff, so I think if we just gave more stuff to the solar eclipse, maybe fishing related, or maybe Golem gets like another buff for it, or featuring some stuff related to Mage Summoner. I mean, you can add like whatever. I can't really think of things to add, but hey, another boss, but that's lame. I was gonna say like there should be a lunar eclipse, but I just realized that that's literally the Blood Moon, so I don't know. Maybe Eclipse can have some sort of event, like separate event attached to it that's like the Frosted Pumpkin Moons, but except sun related, right? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like the solar eclipse no longer feels like the hard mode version of the Blood Moon, and I really like that feeling originally of the solar eclipse and the hard mode Blood Moon. But the thing is, the Blood Moon's so much bigger now than it ever was, with like the Blood Noculus and all those things, that it just feels like a completely different event, which is fine with me too, I guess. But I don't know. I think retaining the identity of the solar eclipse while also making it feel like a harder Blood Moon would do a lot, because the Blood Moon does get buffed in hard mode too. Actually, I realized while I was like talking about the Tundra, what if we had a 4th mech boss that resembled either the Brain of Cthulhu or the Queen Bee or even Deerclops? Though I don't know how I feel about the Deerclops. Imagine like a mechanical Queen Bee that was sort of like a mechanical ice bat, or it was a mechanical Queen Bee that shot like ice or stuff at you, or something frozen. I don't know. Or a mechanical brain that had the theme of a brain freeze. Oh my god, that's fire, dude. Relogic, hire me, please. And it was like fun underground ice. I think an underground ice biome, or underground ice or tundra boss would do pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool. I don't know. That'd be pretty fire. But what if we could shimmer bosses? All right, this might be one. I just thought of this. All right, what if we shimmered bosses, and what if we got shimmered NPCs? We got shimmered NPCs. What if there was an Aether seed that all the water was like replaced with shimmer, and the Aether effect was always going like little like stars everywhere, right? The black background, stars everywhere. What if we had a seed that was literally just that constantly, and all the water was Aether or the shimmer, and all the bosses and all the NPCs would start in their shimmered form, and everything was just like shimmer, like all the slimes would be shimmer slimes, everything, right? Everything would be shimmer related, and there'd be a bunch of those little failings everywhere. It'd be really annoying really fast, but you know, get the point. What else? I was wondering if in 1.4.5, considering that we're getting a bunch of new seeds from what I'm seeing, will there be a new Zenith or Get Fixed Boy seed? Now, I don't really know, but I don't know. Speaking of Shimmer, so we have 4 liquids in Terraria right now. We have water, lava, honey, and now Shimmer. What if there was a new liquid to break the evenity? Is that a word? Oddity. The oddity is not doesn't mean odd, but evenity of the liquids. Like there's 4 liquids. Let's add another one to make it 5. I don't know. Something about the number 4 that just like makes me pissed off for no reason. I don't know why. I love the number 4. Number 4 used to be my favorite number, but now I just can't. Like you got 1.4. We have 4 liquids. Like 1.5. Let's have 5 liquids, right? But what if there's like a boiling water in deep layers that would burn the player? I think that's kind of lame. That's kind of lame. What about like an infested liquid that's like liquid ichor or cursed flame in their appropriate biomes? That'd be pretty cool. Like bubble blocks. That'd be pretty cool for like bubble blocks and mob farms. Like imagine instead of just using lava, you can curse flame them as well, or you can ichor them to take more damage from darts and traps and whatever. And speaking of mob farms, I know that's my favorite transition ever. Speaking of, can we get more traps? I love traps. Traps are so good. It makes me hate Terraria so much, but it's such a cool concept. I just love dying by traps set by God knows who to kill me. It's fun, okay? I just like it. That's why whenever I play Get Fixed Boy, I make sure to get as many traps as I can. We need venom darts, ichor darts, inferno darts, crystal darts, bouncy darts, or glorified darts that bounce back, bullet darts, turrets that shoot darts, cannon traps, every trap under the sun in 1.5. Dude, 1.5 will be the trap update. It'll be genius. It's gonna be so good. Anyways, 1.4.5 is looking to be a big update. I'm very excited for it. I can't wait for it. Relogic, you said you would release it soon, and it's not been released, but take your time. That's great. I appreciate all the updates that you guys give us for free. These are not DLCs. These are new updates that you guys work on, and I appreciate that a lot, personally. Yeah, and in fact, like I feel like if there was a boss or something actually ginormous added in 1.4.5, right? Like 1.4.5 just seems to be like a very small update relative. I don't want to say small. I feel like small is like a bad phrase to use, because I feel like any update is not small if it's adding a bunch of stuff. It just seems to be 1.4.5 seems to be a cleaning update of sorts, like adding quality of life, polished UI, add some things here and there, save the summoning class for the 20th time, enhanced lighting. Like it does a lot. But there's just some things that I think Relogic has said themselves that just haven't allowed it to become 1.5, and that's crazy to me, because thinking about it, each 1.x update adds in a lot. Like 1.5 has to be truly expansive to justify its existence. It has to actually insist upon itself. It's not just like, if it's not, then it'll just be 1.4.6 or something. And they are expensive. Like all these 1x updates are expensive. 1.1 added hard mode and the mechs. 1.2 added the Crimson and Golem. 1.3 added the entire endgame of Terraria and saved the summoning class. And 1.4 added some more stuff. The mid game, like added 2 new bosses, Torch God. It enhanced so many small things here and there. It fixed the environment. It made the game feel immersive enough, I guess. It changed a lot, actually. 1.4 did a lot, as I think about it. Like when I go back to playing 1.3, it's crazy to think that like you couldn't open doors by just walking them. You had to physically open them, and that made me really pissed off. But 1.4 added that back, or 1.4 added that in, and 1.4 was such a great quality of life update. It's just like, and then 1.4.5 seems to be building on that too. So yeah, it's just unfortunate that they call it Journey's End. Because that really does make it hard to make a 1.5. But Terraria is fun. Terraria is fun, and I think that's what makes these updates fun too. It's the expansiveness of these updates. It's the warranting of these updates. It's the small things that really do make the update feel so big, even though like really just like when you're playing the game you don't really recognize it, but then when you go back it's like, wait, this wasn't here before. Like, I don't know how to explain that feeling. It's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, all the updates do add in like these very small things, and yeah, I'm glad I've got to experience all these updates as they've come out, especially at a young age. I've, you know, as I've said before, I've been playing Terraria for basically my entire life. I have, and that is something that I'll continue to say because that makes me feel really good about myself. And that is why I love seeing this game grow. It just makes me so happy, and I'm glad they're also re-releasing the older version of the game so we can see the change that each update's brought us. Anyways, if you like what you saw, hit that button, or hit that like button. Not any button, just hit that like button. And maybe the subscribe button if you liked it. Hope you enjoyed the yap sesh. I am out.